Jangan lupa di-share ya ke story kalau ada yang siapa tahu ada yang lupa gitu. Maksudnya siapa tahu ada yang lupa yang mau ikutan, jadi bisa diingetin gitu. BTW si Airin aku belum co-host.
Ini ada 16 orang di waiting room, mau di-admit sekarang, Chef?
Oh, admit aja.
Oke, aku admit all.
Iya. Hello everyone. Wait a minute, yeah. Let's wait for the others. We will start at 5:08.
Want to
Okay, it's already 8 past 5, so let's start the meeting. Hi everyone, this is Sherry. I'm sorry, I'm still on the way someplace, so I'm on the car right now, keeping the protocols like by wearing a mask. But I'm also wearing gray, our manly color. So happy that if you're also wearing gray, our manly color, yeah, we're so happy to see you all here, and we're so happy to see some familiar faces also. And I would like to introduce our board members. There are Airin, Krisan, and also our guest host this month is Sandrine. So hi everyone. Yeah. Later they will introduce yourself, so you will get to know them. So first, I would like to inform you about our meeting rules. The Meti Book Club is an English-based Indonesian book club, so we all use English here, but if your English is not very good, that's fairly okay. We do not expect you to have the perfect English. Uh, so having moderate English is okay. It's just enough to explain your book. And if you forgot some words, you can ask us. Yeah, you can ask everyone. They will be so happy to help. And please don't be rude in our meeting. Support each other in learning English and also in sharing the books. And also, we have giveaways later in the meeting. Yay! So we have two giveaways. As always, we have giveaways. And this month's theme is happiness. Uh, so how to join our giveaway? The first one, there are two musical tickets for the last 5 years. Yeah, the last 5 years musical. There are two tickets for two people who love musical. Please raise your hand. I love musical so much. How to join? You just have to post about our meeting on Instagram, your Instagram story. So just take a picture, make a video, make a boomerang, anything that you would like to make, just for your creativity. Make it as interesting or as informative or as beautiful as you want it to be. And also don't forget to tag us. Our Instagram is at Matty Book Club. We will post the details in the chat box later. Okay, and the second giveaway, there are two free books. You can get them by joining the random raffle by filling our attendance. So um, later in the meeting, I will send a Google form link in which you can fill the attendance, and then later there are like option for you to pick which book that you want to choose, and we will random the winners. Yeah. So you can join ways. Yeah, you can join both of them. It's up to you. And also, the rules of the meeting is you can turn on your video if you want to, and please mute your mic if you're not speaking so others can hear well. And also, we will share the book later in the meeting, and everyone has 2 to 3 minutes for to share their books because there are a lot of people here. We want all to be able to speak about their book. Yeah. So yeah, everyone has 2 until 3 minutes on stage. I think that's all for our meeting rules. I hope you enjoy the meeting. And before we go to our board members, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Sherry. It's a bit too late for introduction, sorry. My name is Sherry. I'm a book reviewer and bookstagrammer, booktuber, whatever you will call it. In exact, I'm just a bookworm who loves to read and who loves to share. So please don't be shy to share your book. I would like to hear your views about your book, and I would like to know you. That's all for me. Maybe Krisan next, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm so happy to be able to join you today. I'm so happy to see familiar and the new names. Let me introduce myself. My name is Krisan. Well, like Sherry and Airin, I'm also a bookworm, and I have a YouTube channel and Instagram where I share about the books that I read. And I'm also a mother, so if you follow my Instagram, aside from bookish infos, you can also find me posting something about my child, my family. And yes, I'm so happy to join you here. Now, please, Airin, if you can introduce yourself to the others.
Can. It's a
Oh,
quick
yeah.
break. Yeah, let me see. Let me show you everyone really quick.
Hello.
Hi guys. I'm in the sound room. We're in the filming for the last 5 years, which is one of the giveaway tickets. Hi everyone. Hey guys. This is my book club. Can you guys see? Yeah. Yeah. So we do a monthly English book monthly meeting in English talking about books. Yeah, see? So the team is setting stage, if you can see from the computer. Yeah. And I'm here in the sound room, so that's that. Okay, done.
Okay, and then Sandrine, as our guest host, please introduce yourself.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Sandrine. I'm a bookworm too, same as Sherry and also Krisan and also Airin. And I am also a bookstagrammer. If you want to know about me a little bit more, you can follow me at my Instagram at Sanwa Library, and also I have a YouTube channel also with the same name, Sanwa Library. I guess that's all. I am a working mom, but also a BTS Army mom. So hello everyone.
Okay, and one thing I forgot to say earlier is I want to appreciate you all for making the Matthew Book Club a positive English learner community. I'm so grateful for that because the last two meetings the last two meetings in the comments, everyone were like, oh, you did a great job, keep going, and so on. We are so grateful for the positive comments, and we hope that you keep our community like that. Okay. So maybe to go further with our meeting, so Cassandrine today would like to share some books that what BTS reads, right? Because Cassandrine like BTS. Who else like BTS? Maybe you can say so in the chat. Yeah, you are free to comment in the chat anytime. Yeah, anything you want. So you can respond to each other in the chat if you're not talking. Okay. Okay. So maybe Cassandrine, you can share what you want to share about.
Hi, okay, I'll wait for a moment. Oops, I guess I haven't setting my share screen. How to do this one? No, please wait for a moment.
While we wait for Cassandrine, maybe anyone who's the first who's if it's your first experience being in the Matty Book Club, maybe you can raise your hand in the chat. Yeah, we would like to see. Okay, so we can know you further. Okay. Airin said I don't know what BTS is. Okay, maybe some fans can explain in the comments. Apparently, some K-pop group idols is known for their love of reading. For example, like BTS, they read some great books. Like um, if I remember right, I Want to Die, but I Want to Eat Tteokbokki is one of them, and also Kitchen, right? Kitchen is read by RM, if I'm not wrong. And what else? There are so many great books that are actually read by idols, and I've read some of them. They're actually great. So not just for the popularity, but also they are there because they are good, like that. They're late.
I'm sorry, Sherry. I need to sign out first because there is like
Okay.
a system error in the computer, and then I will sign in. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I will be going to the comments and see if there are some interesting chats. Oh, okay. Some of you guys are armies. Riona said my bias is Jin. Okay. Actually, I don't have any favoritism bias or on any celebrities, but I do love to follow their music. And a little bit about our giveaway the last 5 years. It's a musical, and I'm sure it will be great. You can watch them online, yeah, not on site, online. So you can watch them from anywhere. And okay, Sandrine has already shared. Okay, this is the okay. Sandrine, you can start.
For my technical error before, but first of all, I want to say sorry if my English will not be so good, but I try to explain it as best as I can. So after I got an invitation from Sherry that I will be the guest for the today meeting, actually I was very excited because I really wanted to join this book club meeting since the first two sessions right before. So from the 2 months ago, but then the last two sessions I could not join because of some family matters, and also actually last month my husband was attacked with the COVID-19, so I could not do so much. But then after Sherry invited me, and Sherry gave the theme about the today meeting, that this is about the happiness, and then I'm thinking of myself, what is what is my happiness? Then I found this one. If I saw the Merriam-Webster dictionary, that the happiness means that a state of well-being and a contentment, and also a pleasurable or satisfying experience. Then I thought to myself, what make me content? Then books are the answer for that, because with books I can learn new things and find good things in it. Because of books, of being a bookworm, actually I found and I made this What BTS Reads campaign. Maybe in this room, not all very familiar with BTS, not all very familiar with ARMY, and I'm not trying to make you an ARMY or make you to love BTS, but this is what I found when I make this campaign, that after I met with idol, or I met with influence people that reads, and actually it makes me feel like, oh, they read, and then why can't I? So that's why I make this What BTS Reads, because of every BTS songs actually influenced by some books that they read. So that's why I want to focus on this, What BTS Reads on my Instagram right now. If you see at the slide, if you see at the slide at the right side, there is like an article at the internet that called "Here are the bookworms of K-pop and their recommended books." Because sometimes people have like a stigma that K-pop is only singing and showing their faces, showing their handsomeness, but actually not only like that. Beside their songs, beside their epic performances, actually sometimes trigger with some books. like at this article, you can read it later on. This article, there are a lot of recommendation from the K-pop artists with the book that they already read and make it into some songs. So that's why I try to make it to make this What BTS Reads campaign. And with the What BTS Reads campaign, actually, I expand my genre of reading that can make me happy all the time. So this is some of the books that I've read, and also as for your recommendation. And this is also related to happiness. If you read some of their books, they always read the book about happiness, but happiness not in a literal way. Yeah? There are some ways we can like interpret happiness in these own books. I already read around 11 books that read by the BTS member, but I only showed you the 7 that I really, really love the most. This is the 7 books that I read lately. First is the Map of the Soul 7, Persona, Shadow, and Ego. This is like this is not only related to the BTS itself, but this is the theory behind the Map of the Soul BTS album that influenced by the Map of the Soul Jungian theory, Carl Jung theory from Murray Stein. So one of the BTS album actually was really has a big influence from this book called Map of the Soul, the introduction. This is like a psychology or psychoanalysis theory about how to find yourself and being happy, being content with yourself. And this book is like a short explanation of the Map of the Soul, the introduction. So this is my first recommendation. And the second one, I think everybody knows about this book. This is Pangeran Cilik, the small thin book that have so many messages about happiness from a child. This is like a mass recommendation book, and this is like a bestseller in every country, and also already translated into so many languages, even in our Indonesian local languages. And then the third one is Hidup Apa Adanya. This is like a Korean translation book, which was very bestseller in Korea itself and also in Indonesia right now. This book is really talk about how to live our life as ourselves, because sometimes we are defined by everyone and everything around us. And this book like reminding us on how to live your life as really your own self and find the happiness in it. And then the fourth one is the Keajaiban Toko Kelontong Namiya by Keigo Higashino. I guess everyone knows about this. This is like the latest release, if I'm not mistaken, at the last of 2020. Yeah. Released at the last of 2020. This is the fantasy book, but actually have so many messages that can, how to say, to overcome your happiness, although you are in the state of your very low state of your life. Keajaiban Toko Kelontong Namiya is a fiction. If you want to read the Hidup Apa Adanya, this is an essay book. But the Keajaiban Toko Kelontong Namiya, this is a fiction book. And then the fifth one is Almond. I guess everyone already knows about this because this is very hype, not only in BTS, but also in other K-pop idols. because this book is really like a bestseller book in Korea and also all over the world, already translated also in English and also in Indonesian. Because although this is like a teenager book, but the message from this book from the Almond is really deep about alexithymia, like an alexithymia disease. This is about that you cannot feeling anything. You cannot feeling your ego, your emotion, your happiness, sad, joy, and everything. So this book, despite all the disease that is explained throughout the book, but in the end, in the end, they gave a message about happiness also. And then the sixth one is a Pied Piper. Pied Piper is actually a classical children tale about Pied Piper, and this one was made a song by BTS called The Same, because the message that is sent with the Pied Piper story is sent with the message with the BTS song about how we can find like happiness, but do not defined by society. And the last one, this is the latest hype release book called Kitchen. Actually, this is like a very sad book because because the setting is about death actually, but how to overcome the sadness after that was delivered in this Kitchen book and already translated into Indonesia by penerbit Haru. Kitchen also was a very bestseller, I guess, already since 1980 something or 1990. I forgot, 80s or 90s, I forgot, but this is already a bestseller book since 20 years ago and still bestseller until now. And everyone like praising this book because of that. From sadness, you can be happy. This is all the recommendation that I give to you. Actually, BTS has read so many books that you can find it at this Twitter. I always find about what BTS reads at these sources from Dogari pages, Bukti, and also Magic Shop books. Maybe around, I don't know, 30 or 40 books that BTS already read. Even some of their books was making into some songs. And I do a lot of searching through Google and Twitter. And as a bonus, actually lately I am reading a new book that will be released on June called Aku Bukannya Menyerah, Hanya Sedang Lelah. I'm not trying to promote, but this book is really good. To find your happiness, it's like it's okay to rest for a while. And this book talk a lot about that. So if you want to read this book, just go to Penerbit Haru and then PO on 4th of June. This is not what BTS reads, but this book was also read by so many K-pop idols and very recommended and bestseller in Korea also. And now Penerbit Haru has the opportunity to translate them to Indonesia, and the book is very good. It's thin and easy to grasp the translation. So don't forget to PO on June 4th. And that's all my recommendation of books. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share about what BTS Reads campaign that I do in my Instagram. Thank you. Back to Sherry.
Okay, thank you so much, Sandrine. It was such an interesting topic. Also, if you want to ask about what Sandrine has shared, you can do so in the chat. Yeah, so ask away while there's still time. Okay, and someone said also in the chat that we can firstly translate it into Indonesian, maybe about 11 until 12 years ago. Opat said that. Oh, that's a long time. Okay, Kasavin, have you read any of that book that you shared? What do you think? Which one is your favorite?
Oh, sorry, I'm not focused on your question. Sorry, can you explain again?
Have you read any of that book? Which one is your favorite?
The books that I shared, the 7 books I shared, I already read all them all, but I haven't read all what BTS reads books, yeah, because there are so many, but so little time. But my recommendation from the 7 that I shared was the Keajaiban Toko Kelontong Namiya and also Kitchen.
Oh, okay. Why do you like them so much? Like, why is they your favorite besides all
Because the
the others?
message is so deep, really about happiness that develop from sadness.
Okay, I see. Okay, does any of you want to ask about what Cassandra has shared? Okay, and also you have a campaign, right? Maybe you can explain about that so maybe others can join.
Oh yes, sure. Everyone can join this campaign. Just read the book by BTS, or not also books by read by BTS, but also the books that inspired by BTS, because there are so many books that inspired also by BTS. For example, like the latest one is like the Epiphany by our Indonesian author. He wrote this book based on the one of the member, inspired by one of the member of BTS. So if you want to read all the books that BTS has been read, and also the books inspired by BTS, yes, you can join this campaign. Just put the hashtag what BTS reads, or in any platform you have, Instagram or Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, then share to everyone. Sometimes I open giveaway for them to also do this campaign at Instagram. So yeah, maybe someday you can win one. Maybe.
Okay, and Opat said in the chat that keajaiban toko kelontong Namia and also Almond are in Media Digital. So for people looking for it, yeah, maybe you can find them in Media Digital. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if anyone. Okay, maybe we should go on with the meeting. So there are 24 people here. So can I ask 25 now? Okay. Can I ask Airin to make the breakout room? So after the breakout room, there will be a discussion session. So we will go back here and we will discuss what we have shared in the breakout room. If you want to respond to each other, like that, you can do so in the discussion. Okay, and the comments, the chat box is always open. Okay. See you in the breakout room. Okay, the breakout room is still being made. The Google form link for the giveaway and the loyalty card will be shared in the discussion session, so you will join our meeting till then. Okay, half of the participants have moved. Okay, thank you, Airin. Okay, first, I will talk about my first. My book is actually the one shared by Sandrine. It is Kitchen. Yeah, who has this Kitchen? It is one of my favorite reads this year. Actually, I thought I want to share I Saw the Same Dream Again. It is my number one favorite read about happiness. But I thought someone else would share it. So let me move to Kitchen. Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. So Kitchen is it's not a novel. It's actually there are three short stories in the book, and the three short stories are about happiness. So I really love all three short stories. Usually, when I buy short stories book, I like some of the stories and I don't like some of them. Usually, it's like that. But when I read Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto, I really like all of them. Um, so they talk about how we all need time to grieve. When we lose someone, we need time to grieve, and it's okay. The stories talk about that, and I found them very comforting. Like, mm, it is a book that hugs you in a way. So, if you ever lose someone or lose something, and you felt a great loss, you have to read this book. The the writing is very beautiful and it's easy to understand. So I think Kitchen is a light book, which is also so meaningful. Like that, it's one of those Japanese books who have a lot of meanings and also a little bit gloomy in the side, but it is very comforting. I agree. It's very comforting. As a novel, the stories are relatable. So if you need a light book that's very comforting, Kitchen is totally for you. Okay. Irene, do you want to share your book? Oh no. Okay. Okay. So who want to share next? You can. Oh, if you want to share, please raise your hand. Yeah, so I can see you and I can put you in the list like that. Okay. Who want to share next? Please don't be shy. You can unmute. Okay, if not, I will choose someone. Okay. Does someone want to share?
Can I try?
Okay. Sure. Yeah. The stage is
Okay.
yours. Anyone who want to share after that, please raise your hand. Yeah, in the picture. Okay, thank you. You may go.
Okay, thank you first of all to the committee, I guess, or the board member who have given me the chance to talk. So for this meeting, I have my own book, and that is this one. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so this is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. So the reason why I chose this one as the theme of happiness is mainly because of the theme of redemption. I think that sometimes as humans, we are confronted with the fact that we are not perfect, and sometimes we make terrible mistakes. Unlike Raskolnikov, who killed people, yeah, I believe we don't kill people. Sometimes we hurt other feelings, and sometimes we might think that we are not worthy of the second chance. But this book kind of gave me that hope that no matter how worse you are, there is a possibility of second chance. So I guess that's it from me. And thank you for the chance.
Okay, I love books about second chances. That seems so interesting. Okay, next one to share next. Anyone? Okay, Riona. Okay, Riona, you can unmute your mic.
Hello everyone. Can you hear my voice? Because sometimes I have trouble with connection.
Yeah, I can hear your voice clearly.
Okay. So firstly, I want to introduce myself. My name is Riona. You can call me Riona. And the book that I bring here to talk about is this. Actually, this is the sequel of the first book. Before the coffee gets cold, and I love this book. A big, the reason that this book bring happiness, because the story is just so heartwarming, and eventually the story is sad because it tells people, it is about story that people with their loved one, but sometimes it's tragic. But after reading it, I got so many message, and it just bring me happiness. And the first book, I haven't read this book, but this is the sequel. And the first book, the last story or the last part of the book is bring me in tears, but tears in happiness. It told a story that you can even imagine that it maybe can happen to you, but you don't realize it how important that moment is, and until you 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 appreciate those moments. So I think, and I enjoyed it so much that I read it. Maybe I want to reread it after this. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leona. Does anyone want to share next? Oh, I forgot the Indonesian title for the before the coffee gets cold. If anyone remember, please write it in the chat. Okay, who wants to share next? Anyone? You can raise your hand. Oh yeah, it's Funicula. That's on my wish list too. Actually, a little bit fun fact before anyone share. I found that in the media you can get 20% off by paying with BCA Mobile. If you want some discounts to buy, that's quite a great deal. Okay, who wants to share next? You can unmute your mic straight or just raise your hand. Okay, if not, Riona can choose someone.
I'm sorry, I
Anyone?
cannot hear.
There's Reynald. There's Reynald. Okay, Reynald, you can unmute your mic.
Okay, hello. Everyone can hear me fine, right? Okay, good. Today I want to bring up a book that may be popular, maybe not. I have two books, but I'm only going to talk about one because the other, well, it's not like a sequel, but it's very much connected. So I'm going to bring up this book, The Hours by Michael Cunningham. Okay, this book tells a story about three women, Clarissa, Laura, and Virginia. And as you can see, it's Virginia Woolf. This book is very much connected to Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. So all these three women are living, the story is about one day in all of these three women's life. They're all living in the different time period. Virginia lives in the 1910s, I think, before after World War One. Clarissa lives in around the 2000, and Laura lives in, I think, 50s, the 1950s. So this book, it pretty much discusses about happiness. These three women, well, they're not seeking happiness, they're just living their life. Virginia is in the countryside, suffering from bipolar. She is trying to recover. Laura is planning for her husband's birthday, while Clarissa is planning for a party for a friend, just like Mrs. Dalloway, I think. Okay, the one that discusses happiness the most is Laura's story. Okay, she's married, she has a kid, but while planning the birthday party for her husband, well, it's not exactly a party, she's just making one cake for her husband with a child. She starts to feel queasy, and she starts to realize, well, I'm not really happy about this, am I? I'm not really happy about my life, am I? And this ends up to her making a very big decision later on, but it's not discussed in the book, just hints of it. So I think the point of happiness is, do we have everything that we need? What exactly is feeling happy? What exactly is being happy? It's a topic that is much discussed, I think. I think we need to question what is the meaning of happiness. Are we in living our life content with everything that we have? Or do we want more? Do we want less? Okay. I think that's all I can say. Oh, and if you want to read this book, uh, I'm going to put a trigger warning. For trigger warning, it has LGBT themes, and well, it has suicidal themes because, as you know, Virginia. Well, yeah, that's it. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Reynold. That's such an interesting book, I think, about women and also mental health, I think. So I love the meanings about happiness that you share about the book. Okay, anyone else want to share something? Okay, and maybe you can also write the book that you talk about in the chat in case anyone missed it. Okay, okay, you can unmute your mic.
Okay, so can I? Hi, everyone. My name is Opat. Can you hear me? No?
Someone is talking, I think, but the voice.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my name is Opat. Thank you for having me here. So, yes, so the book that I'm talking about, it's about happiness. It's about my happiness because it never fails to bring me happiness. So I used to live in an era where book rentals still existed. I don't know if you already experienced that. So at that time, I rent many comic books, but after going back to home, I didn't have chance to borrow books. So I love comic books. I don't buy many, but this is the most this is like the most recommended books I will ever show to people. What the comic books that bring you happiness. So maybe you know it's Hi Miko or Kochimuite Miko. So it's about Miko, an elementary school girl with two brothers and sisters and their lives. So she's so funny, she's weird, and she has many, she's not perfect at all. She is very naughty, she's messy, but she's very kind, a kind friend and kind daughter with all her mess. So I love this one, and it always makes me laugh, like really, really laugh. Like I once read in the bus, and like I cannot hold my laughter because she's so funny, and the friends are also so funny. So if you like to read comic books, I will recommend this. So she's now graduating from elementary school. She will go to junior high school, and this book's already, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, or I forgot. So it's an old series, but it's always like the fans always wait for this. So I hope it will be released, the new ones, sometimes this year or next year, I don't know. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all. But I love Miko so much. I've been reading it too since my childhood. So I can share some reviews about it in the discussion for very much. Okay, let's see. The next one is Junur. Okay, Junur, you can unmute your mic. If anyone wants to talk after Junur, please also raise your hand.
Test. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Evening, everyone. I'm Fainur. So my book for tonight is Philo Comic, 10 Philosopher, 10 Approaches to be Happy by Jean Philippe Tivet, Jerome Permer, and Liz Kongwood. I'm sorry if sounds bad because I don't know how to pronounce their name. So this book, Philo Comic, will tell you about what is happiness according to these 10 philosophers from Platon, Epicurus, Seneca, Nietzsche, Pascal, etc. It's a funny book. It's a more like graphic novel. If you are familiar with Sapiens, the graphic novel version, this book is like that. My favorite part from this book is Pascal chapter. Amongst the other philosophers, to me, Pascal is the most calming part from this book. The book would not only teaching you about what is happiness, the book also would make you happy while you're reading it. The storytelling is fun. There's a lot of jokes in it, and the visual is wonderful. One of one of the few reasons that makes this book more interesting. The visual will not make you boring while you're reading this book. It's one of the most wonderful books I have ever read in my life. I really recommend it. It's available in Bahasa, published by KPG. I think that's enough from me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Junwook. Can you write the book title in the chat for others to visit? Who wants to go next? Anyone? Anyway, if your English, you feel that your English is not really well, that's okay. You're also learning. If you try, you're very much appreciated. Okay. Anyone else? You can unmute your mic or just say.
Hello everyone.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, sorry if my voice is very confused.
Yeah, that's okay. You're doing a great job.
I want to talk about this book. The title is The Courage to Be Happy. Just like the title, The Courage to Be Happy. So I love this book because, yeah, just like the title, To Be Happy, it teaches us about um, how to accept yourself and become a happy person by your own creation. Like everyone has their way to be happy, right? So it's about it. And this book is not like another book like a novel. It's not like a paragraph, but it's between the youth and philosophers, just like the dialogues, not in paragraphs, but in a dialogue. Get it? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this book is talk about the dialogues between the philosophers and the youth, the teenager. So the teenager come to the philosophers and he tells about his problem about how to make his life to be happy, how to find the way to be happy by his own life, by to find the happiness by his own way. Do you understand?
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah, it's much talk about that, I think. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Airin. You did a great job. You tried. That's great. That's an interesting book. Can you write the title in the chat?
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the next one is Peninda. Okay, Peninda, the stage is yours.
Hi everyone.
Can you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Vaninda. You can call me V. I am a bookstagram, also booktuber, also booktalker. I don't know. Today I bring this book. I saw the same dream again. So when the first time I read this book because my teacher talked about happiness in class. And then I read this book and I like it. Very, very like it. This book is tell me about what is happiness. It's so simple and easy that happiness is around us. Little thing is around us is a happiness. This book tells about Koyagi Naroka, who that she thinks that she was a clever, but someday her teacher gave her a homework to looking for what's the meaning of happiness. And then after she looking for a happiness, she meet with 3 people with different background, and yeah, she asking them about happiness. And then I think this book so recommended for you to read that you want to looking for meaning about happiness. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vaninda. That's also there's someone person. That's also one of my favorite books. I saw the same dream again. It's totally a great book. Okay, anyone else who want to talk about that book? Want to talk about your book? Okay, Alia. Okay, Alia, the stage is yours, and then Alia, and then the next one after Alia is Vic. Okay.
Okay. Hello, guys. Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Okay. Let me introduce myself. This is the first time I'm being here. My name is Alia. You can call me Alia. I'm living in Jakarta right now. So I want to recommend you this book. The book is entitled The Book of Joy. It's tell about Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. Have you guys read this book? Okay. This is a non-fiction book, but I really love it because this book is full of wisdom that has changed my perspective about happiness. Because in this book tells that if you want to be happy, you have to accept whatever your pain, your stress, and it's really hard, to accept the stress and the pain, your painful days, sad days, your anger. But if you cannot to accept that things, and you will not to be happy anymore. So this is really hard, but there is a 7 pillars for you to know how to be happy. The first one is humor and gratitude, and I almost forgot about what the pillars is. You can read this book. So I think it's enough for me. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, thank you, Alia. That's a very interesting book. Okay, the next one is Vic. Okay, the stage is yours.
Okay, hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so today I'm going to talk about this book, Dear Evan Hansen. So this book actually adapted from a musical theater from Broadway with the same title, Dear Evan Hansen. Yeah, it's a story about Evan Hansen, a high school senior who suffered from severe anxiety that his mother sent him to a therapist to make him gain his confidence again. So at that time, his therapist give him an assignment to write a letter to himself to gain his confidence. So he write a letter for his feeling, but unfortunately he met this guy named Connor Murphy, who is known as a drug addict at school, and they got into a misunderstanding because Connor take his letter, and on the very next day, Connor's parents comes only to find even that Connor is dead, and the only thing that Connor left with him is a letter written by Evan, and Connor's parents thought that this letter is written by Connor himself, and they think that Evan is Connor's best friend, and it came to, and because Evan is very sensitive and he's unable to tell the truth to Connor's parents, and try to take, and he tries to make them deal with their grief over Connor's death. And from this story, I think that the moral of happiness here is that you should just accept yourself, and one day you realize that you'll be found by the story. Actually, I prefer the theater, but the book is actually good too. So I think that's all.
Okay, thank you, Vic. I love your urban cat so much. And I'm so excited the movie will be out tonight.
Yes, the movie is going to be released.
Finally, the songs are also great, and you can check that on YouTube, I think. Yeah, there's some like videos about the song. I nearly cried from the song. It's so meaningful.
Yeah, it's very excited. Yeah, okay.
Okay, who wants to be next? You can raise your hand or just unmute your mic. Oh, okay, Melissa, and then Linda after Melissa. Okay, Melissa, the stage is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. Oops, my video still. Hi. So I need to introduce myself first. So this is my first time here. Nice to meet you all. I'm Melissa. I'm calling from Jakarta. And my book today is called Stumbling on Happiness. I don't know if it's got mirrored or not, hopefully not, but it's from Daniel Gilbert. It's actually a nonfiction book. And it's nothing about just happiness. It's actually a behavioral science book. If you know Thinking Fast and Slow or any behavioral science book, then maybe you'll love this one. So when I bought this, I thought, oh, it's gonna be like a light reading and talks about happiness, but then I was wrong because it's actually about neuroscience and it has brains all over the place. I mean, brain images, but then it's actually told many things and I learned a lot. It talks about human brain, which consists of frontal lobes that gives us imagination, which distinguishes us with other animals if you are a believer of evolution theory. Yeah, so that's what makes human is interesting because we can imagine things, and that what makes us unhappy as well. So there are so many points, but I'm just gonna put a couple of points. So the first thing that interests me is like it has something called experience stretching hypothesis. If you ever talk with your friends and then you said that, or you ask them, are you happy? Oh yes, I'm happy, but you think that they're not happy and you just think, I think you're not happy. You just don't know that you're not happy. And it's actually called experience stretching hypothesis because they don't know what they're missing, but that doesn't mean they are not happy. So the case is like a conjoined twins. And then the twin said that, oh, we're happy. I don't want to be separated from my twin. So I'm still happy that we as a separated individual will say, really, are you going to live your life like that? Like being as non-separated individuals, but they said that in a 1 to 10 scale, their happiness would still say 8, which is also 8 in your 1 to 10 scale of happiness. That's an interesting thing that I found in the book. And also because the book mostly talk about imagination, and Gilbert said there are some I don't know what did he wrote here. Yes, some shortcomings of imaginations, like we fill in our imagination. So we tend to think future based on our current experience. So it's just like you just broke up with your beloved boyfriend or girlfriend, and then you thought that, oh my God, I'm gonna die tomorrow and I cannot live any longer. But then actually he said that it's not that bad. Your brain doesn't work that way. In just 3 months, you'll be okay. And we tend not to believe that because there, I mean, he put like so many cases and research, so you can still believe him on that if you want to go check with all over his. It's all over the place. I mean, his writing is good, but it's all over the place. And also he mentioned something about we fail to recognize things that can be different when it actually happens. So when we think, oh, next week I'm gonna go somewhere, I don't know, it's pandemic, but magically I'll go to Europe maybe next week. We thought that, oh, it's gonna be fun. But then when we got there with all of the COVID-19 protocols, probably it's not gonna be that fun. And also the last point that I found interesting is actually other people recommendation could be better than our own judgment. So the example that he put here is say that you want to have a very perfect dinner at a French restaurant, like a very, Michelin star restaurant, and then which method are you going to use? Are you going to browse or Google or finding your own data for that, or you just listen to some random people who just said, oh, it's actually a good restaurant? He said that probably you won't believe that person. You will believe your own judgment. But actually, based on the research that he conducted like a few times with different samples, he said that actually the most accurate result came from other people. So your judgment would be wrong. And why that happens? It's because we tend to overestimate our uniqueness. So we thought, oh, this guy or this person has a different set of rules that is different from me. Maybe he doesn't like lobster. I like lobster. How can I believe him that this restaurant is good? But then in the end, it's not. It's incorrect. It's like our brain playing tricks to us, and so that leads when we go to that restaurant and say, oh no, it's not really that good, so I'm not happy. So basically, it's a very nice book if you can bear with all the writings, which it's a little bit all over the place, but the ideas are good enough. And I think this is not really a new book, and I think there is still no Indonesian translation for this. Okay, that's all from me, and thank you so much for having me. So yeah, over to you, Sherry.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. That's such an interesting book. I love some of the thoughts in the book. Okay, the next is Linda. Yeah. Okay, we're running out of time, so maybe the two more, Sarah and Nada, you can share your book in the picture. Okay, Linda, the stage is yours.
Hi everyone, good night. I'm Linda from Samarinda. So this is my second time join this book club, and I'm really happy when I found out the theme for this month is book and happiness. At first, I think like, what's the relationship between book and happiness? And I realized that my happiness is book itself. I grew up in small city in Kalimantan, so there's no bookstore, to be honest. When I was young, there was only a store who sell study book, stationery, something like that. So when I think like when I was like 9 or 10, finally in my city, they opened a bookstore, and I feel so happy because finally I can buy book, and I have to save my money by myself because my parents not really allowed me to buy books. They always say like, why you waste your money? Why you have to buy books? It waste your money. Just buy a dictionary or study book. And I was like, but I really love it. It's makes me imagination, understanding more. And I think like, why my parents like that? So I have to save my money. And this happened until now, especially in pandemic when we all in quarantine. I read at least like 10 books in a month. It's for me it's a lot, but sometimes I feel reading slump, and I feel like I can touch a book in a day or few days, I guess. So I try to find out what the really mean of happiness for me from book. And I found out that I quite like illustration book. And this is one of the recent illustration book that I read. This is hashtag 88 Love Life by Diana Rikasari. This is volume 2, Passion. I think like cute books, colorful books with cute illustration and like good quotes can make me feel like happy again and inspire me to feel like, yeah, this is it. This is why I love books. I love it colorful, it have good meaning, and like I can sometimes I share the quotes from books or Bible at my Insta story, and it not only help me but also some of friends who see my Insta story. So I think like this kind of book maybe not as good as others recommendation, but I think like sometimes maybe we need just a like book to uh, see and to read the quote. Thank you so much. Back to Sherry.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Sorry, I was lagging. Okay, because all the others are here, is there anyone from the second group who has not shared their book? Krisan and Sanju.
Everyone has shared their recommendation, Sherry.
Okay, we still have two people, Sarah and also Nada. Okay, Sarah and Nada, would you like to share your book? Okay, Nada nodded, so okay. Who's first, Sarah or Nada? You can unmute your mic, anyone. Okay, Sarah or Nada?
Can I
Okay,
be the
Nada
first?
then.
Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Nada and I'm from Bandung. And let me sharing about the book that got me into happiness. And yeah, this is the book when it comes to happiness for me, Dilan by Pidi Baik. I think you have heard about this book before, or maybe you have watched the adaptation too. Why this book got me so much happiness? Because I believe I read this book on the perfect time. Why? First, I read this book when I was in high school, which means the same age as Dylan and Milea. And second, I I live in Bandung, and this book was plot in Bandung too. So I can feel the name, the place that they mentioned in this book. And also, I laugh a lot because the conversation between Dylan and Milea, it's so funny, but it's a little bit cringe. But I remember I really like this book and I really like that conversation. So yeah, it's bring a lot of happiness for me. So that's all maybe for me. Thank you for listening. Dylan by Bye. Thank you, Sari. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Nada. I love Dylan. I met Pidi Bike once. He's like a funny person. Okay. What about Sarah? Okay, Sarah, would you like to share a book? You can unmute your mic if you want to. Sarah? Sarah? Sarah is not responding. Okay. Okay, then shall we begin the discussion session? Maybe we didn't hear anything from the first group, but to sum up from the second group, I mean, but from our group, from my group, some of the most interesting books that I remember, we share a lot of books about mental health, as someone recommended mental health, and also happiness, because I think those are connected. And also, Vic shared about Dear Evan Hansen, that's my favorite book and musical. And also, someone shared about I Saw the Same Dream Again, and also, what else? Wait, let me check in the comment. Oh, someone also shared about Nico, the comic, which are very simple but also very meaningful, I think. Yeah, and there are a lot of books in my batch, so yeah, we will share them in our Instagram later. So don't forget, don't worry if you miss. Okay, what about Krisan and Cassandra? What about your batch?
Well, in our group, there are also lots of interesting books, and from multiple genres. There are self-help books like what I share about parenting. There are also fiction books like Kak Sandrine recommend Kitchen, and there are also some middle grade books like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the books that make you feel good, and the Midnight Library is also on the list. And well, The Little Prince is also on the list. I know you love The Little Prince, Sherry. And what I've mentioned this in the breakout room, that some of us mentioned that they bring this book, they bring a certain book because it is the book that helped them through the hard times in their life. And book is one of their source of comfort and happiness. And it's very good to hear that.
Okay. So before we go with the discussions, I want to remind you all, if you want to win 2 tickets of the last 5 years musical, please make an Instagram story about this meeting, whether it's a photo of you and the hat, or photo of the meeting and on your laptop, or a video. It's up to you, just for your creativity. And don't forget to tag @Matthew Book. Okay, and I have sent the link to the chat. If you missed that later, I will share it again. You can fill that for attendance, like we will send you our loyalty card, and also you can fill that for the giveaway, for the book giveaway. Okay, okay, we have discussion questions. The first one, it is quite philosophical. Actually, the first one is, what do you think about happiness? Is happiness in us, already in us, or do we have to find it? Because in some Japanese book, I feel that the moral lesson is we have to find our happiness, but at the same time, I feel like happiness is already. Okay, who want to answer that question? Maybe your thoughts that you learned from some books, like that. Personally, I learned from Japanese books that like I Saw the Same Dream Again. Hear that happiness is a choice, like something that we can choose. Like if we choose to be happy, if we choose the right way, like that, we will actually find happiness in our life. But if we cause a lot of troubles in our lives that we know it's trouble, but we still want to do it, even though we know it's trouble. Like we will not find our happiness. That's what I learned from I saw the same day. Like happiness is a choice. Yeah, what do you think? Anyone? Hey, you can just unmute your mic in this discussion session. Hey, anyone want to answer?
Well, that is a good question, I guess.
What is it?
I guess a good question.
Okay, what do you think, Hansen?
In my opinion, this is in my opinion only. Actually, happiness is already in us, yeah. But sometimes we did not realize our own happiness, and sometimes we didn't know our own happiness. So this is like that. We need to make it surveys, ya. Apa sih bahasanya? Maksudnya you need to find it like that. You need to bring a lot your happiness from the grief that you maybe felt right now. And then actually I read it at one of the book that I read lately about the aku, what it called, aku bukannya menyerah hanya sedang lelah. It said that you need to do something that you like, that bring happiness that is already inside you, that sometimes you did not realize that it's already in you, but the sadness, the other things like the pangeran cilik, the little priest also said, did like also send the same message, right? Because the little prince already know his happiness, but sometimes the adults who already faced with so many difficulties make it like gone inside them. So that's in my opinion that the happiness is already inside in one of us, but sometimes we didn't realize about it, and like sometimes forgetting about it.
Okay, yeah, and to not say in the chat, I think happiness is the time when we will accept our life, our conditions, body, so that we sleep well in the night. Yes, I think that's true too. Like, feeling that what we have now is enough. That also happiness. I think like, well, we are so grateful for everything that we have in life, and yeah, feeling enough. I think it's also happiness. Okay, anyone else want to share your views before we go to the next discussion? Question? You can just unmute your mic. Okay, anyone? Okay, if not, maybe we can go to the next discussion question. The next question is, nowadays, like you see there's a lot of content going out on social media, even either it's books about books like book review, for example, it's book review. Do you feel happy that after you read your book that you make review? Do you feel like it's an obligation? Do you feel like what, yeah? Like if we make content about something about our life, that like we share everything about our life, nowadays it's like that, right? Do you think like our happiness decreased by that, or how is it like that? Okay, anyone want to share your views? Because nowadays there are a lot of contents going out on social media, like everyone review the books that they read on social media. Do you think that they are happy with that, or do you think that it will decrease their happiness? What do you think?
I want to add something to this here.
Okay.
Yeah, nowadays we see that because I think nearly all of us have social media, and as readers, there are lots of books contents, book review, book in Instagram, in YouTube, and I think those kind of things, reading books and then making content about it, it can reduce your happiness. It can reduce your happiness only if you feel that making a review or posting a content about that book is an obligation. But if you don't feel that it's an obligation, that it won't reduce your happiness, it just will make you as happy as before.
Okay. What do others think? Do any of you make contents on social media about things? Like I know some of the bookworms here, like Nada and Vaninda, and also who else? Alia. Alia is also a bookstagrammer, right? Yeah. What do you think about it? Like, do making contents on social media reduce your happiness of reading, or do you feel happy about sharing the books with people?
Okay, I going first, right? When I started BookTube, I feel happy when I can share book to everyone, because I think when I read this book and I put it down, not sharing with everyone, like just apa ya istilahnya, ya udah begitu aja gitu loh. Just like that, everyone don't know what this book, that sometimes we meet with incredible book, we meet back with amazing book that everyone wants to know. Just yeah, I feel happy when I'm make content for a book too. Books. It's complicated for me. How about you, Nada?
For me, creating a content about books I have read, honestly, it's just because I want to talk about the books and I want to share about the books. Uh, it's bring a happiness for me. It brings joy. The the step by step when the content is made, like it's really enjoyable. And sometimes I think the happiness is just a temporary feelings, and I want to record it. I want to make it as a memory. So so I made content whenever I want to remember how the feel when I was reading the book. I can watch the content I made before, like yeah, just like that. But I agree with Feninda. It's complicated, but yeah, I guess it's bring so much happiness for me. So thank you.
Okay, anyone else want to share? I do agree with Melissa in the comments here. I think social media is not a good parameter of happiness. Yeah, I agree with that. And Alia also said in the comments, sometimes social media brings me down, but I forgot I can choose the content that I want to see. That's a great comment. Okay, and Sunro said maybe it's their way to say to share their happy. Can be. And Irene say social media can kill ourselves sometimes because it reminds us to be perfect like another person. Yeah, so it is like it has two sides, like you can choose which one do you want to see, but on the other side, like it can also feel like oh, why others are having fun and I'm not like that. So it's not really good parameter. Okay. Anyone else want to share before we go to the last question?
Yeah, I want to say something.
Okay.
A few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I tried to dabble a bit in Bookstagram. I posted a few of my books there, and well, eventually it just gets too overwhelming and I decided to quit. I still post some of my books in my main account. The account I use for Bookstagram is another account and it's no longer active there. But yeah, sometimes I feel ashamed that I tied my happiness to those little hearts. What I'm trying to say is, well, social media, we can use that as a, we absolutely cannot use that as a parameter of happiness. I mean, there's real life also. We, what's what I'm trying to say? We definitely can, we definitely shouldn't just, well, tie ourselves to social media constantly because, well, it's not exactly a real happiness. It's, there are research that says it brings depression and stuff. So I don't think we should attach ourselves too much into it. Okay.
Okay, sorry, I was lagging a little bit. Okay, yeah, I agree with what Reynolds said. And some of the bookworms now, like, they have a Bookstagram account, right? So yeah, sometimes, like, even the bookish community, I think sometimes it can be, it can be our parameter of happiness. Because sometimes, like, what I feel in Bookstagram sometimes, it's like, why is other account are like climbing up fast while mine don't, like that. So I think it can be our parameter of happiness. And being on social media in the things that I like, I have to remember, like, my first reason to join the Tamil Book is because I want to share my hobby, like that. It's not like, it's not, yeah, the counts doesn't really matter. Sometimes we have to remember that. Yeah. Okay, and the last question is about, can overthinking kill our happiness? I think that's better asked by Krisan, because Krisan has read the book about that, right?
Oh yes, I have read the book titled Hidup Damai Tanpa Berpikir Berlebihan. So the question I want to ask is, yeah, just as Sherry has mentioned, does overthinking kill your happiness? And maybe when you're overthinking, how do you know that you're overthinking, and what do you do to overcome that? Does anyone want to answer?
Well, I think when I just stay at my room alone and then I start thinking about uh so how I achieve my happiness by thinking how I make myself happy by thinking about big achievement, like, and then compare myself, and then I think that, oh, I don't think that I can do this, and then, oh yeah, that's the thing that something the thought that I can control that. Yes, and then, yeah, that I think that the overthinking really kill my happiness, just by sitting and then thinking about this and that and this, and yeah, I can control my thought, and yeah, I just had overthinking, so I start to reading book, so I don't start to overthinking, just because by reading book, I just like, what should I say? Kayak mengalihkan pikiran. So I don't think that, oh, I shouldn't, I don't have a time to compare myself with other, or I don't have a time to think about what should I do. Yeah, I just don't waste my time thinking thinking everything. That's all my experience.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Fanya. Well, I can feel that. I'm also an overthinker. I'm also an overthinker, just like Alia mentioned in the chat box. And yeah, reading books and keeping yourself busy is a way to divert your attention so that you stop overthinking and doing something real in your life. Does anyone no, no, ini kok. Yeah. Does anyone else want to add something about overthinking and happiness? Oh, Chanur said that the way to stop overthinking is go to sleep. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, if if there's no one who wants to add something, maybe we can go back to Sherry.
Okay, can you hear my voice well?
Yes.
Okay. Because in my screen, you're all lagging. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I agree. And for me, I want to add, because I'm an overthinker too. Like sometimes I think too much about something, like how people think about what I said earlier or what I did earlier. Because sometimes it can be overwhelming. So it helps to think about that from other people's view. Like even sometimes I don't remember what others say. So other people won't think about you that much as as you think like that. So just relax. Okay, everyone makes mistake and that's okay. I think that helps with my overthinking. Okay. I think because we're running late, does anyone want to add something before we end the meeting? Or add some book recommendations about overthinking maybe, or how to, yeah, like that, about happiness and overthinking or something like that. Also, don't forget to fill the attendance. The link is on in the chat. Okay, because you can feel you can join our giveaway. Okay, if not, I think that's it for today. I'm very happy to see the book recommendation on happiness. I got a lot of new book recommendation, and we will share them later in our Instagram and Twitter. So wait for it. Okay, what about my board members, Sandrine, Krisan, and also Airin? Do you have anything else to add?
I think we should take a photo before ending the meeting.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, is there anything else? Sandrine, also thank you, Sandrine, for being our guest host. Is there anything else that you want to add before we end the meeting?
I'm very sorry if my English is not so good. I'm just trying to recommend some books for you. I really enjoy the session. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, I do hope that you all enjoy our meeting and you can give us some suggestion or critics in the Google form link. Or can anyone copy and paste that again to the chat, because I can in my phone?
I'll try.
Okay. Okay. Fill that to get our gray attendance card. So every month the rose color is different, so make sure that you got all that. And you can get like small gifts if you fill out our attendance card.
Oh, unfortunately, I cannot copy because I'm also on my phone.
Oh, okay. Okay, someone that uses laptop, can you do that?
Oh yeah, Airin did it already. Thank you, Chi.
Okay. Okay, then let's take a picture. Who will take the picture? Krisan or Airin or Sandrine? Because I'm using my phone.
Maybe Airin because I'm also using my phone.
Okay. Okay, then Airin. Okay, Krisan, can you see Airin because I can.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Here.
Wait. Airin.
Okay.
Yeah, Airin actually
Yeah,
already
Airin.
gave
I
an
can see. I can see her.
Okay, I can find her. Okay then. Okay, everyone pose. You can bring your book or something.
Okay.
Okay, shall I count or will Airin count?
Oh, 1,
Okay, I will count.
2, 3. Okay, done.
Okay, once more, maybe.
Once more, Airin.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining our meeting. We hope that you enjoy it. See you with next month's theme. We hope it will be more interesting. Bye. Everyone, you can unmute your mic if you want to say something.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
See you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, bye. Shall we end the live also?
Okay.